Good evening, everyone. We'll give just another minute for folks to join us before we begin. I'm going to put in the chat our sign-in form for this evening. And we ask that everybody, both staff and our guests, complete the sign-in form for us. It is in the chat. And if you are a parent and guardian using or joining us this evening, we will be using the sign-in form to select winners to win some items from our school store. All right, and I will get started at right at 6:05. We'll give one more minute to folks. Mm. And then if you just came in, there is the link in the chat for that sign-in form for this evening. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our February Community Town Hall meeting. My name is Sarah Stell. I am the Communications and Engagement Manager here at Insight PA. This evening, you are going to hear from Jaleesa Epps, our Compliance and Reporting Specialist, Sarah Ronosky, our Interim CAO, that's Chief Academic Officer, and Audra Mazzanti, our Career Readiness Coordinator. I am going to stop my screen share and pass it over to Jaleesa. And I will periodically just put that sign-in form in the chat to make sure that you have access to that.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Let me share my screen. I always get this wrong. So let's see. All right, so can you guys see my screen?
Yep, you are good.
Okay, all right. All right, hi, good evening. My name is Jaleesa Epps, and I am the Compliance and Reporting Specialist here at Insight PA. And I just wanted to really quickly give a big thank you to all the families who completed our parent and family engagement policy and school compact survey. Um, the survey was conducted to evaluate the parents' understanding and satisfaction with the parent and family engagement policy and with the school compact. The overall participation and feedback really reflected strong engagement and approval for both the policy and the compact. So I was really happy about that. So I just wanted to go over a few key findings within the survey. So 100% of our families who responded to the survey confirmed that they've reviewed both the policy and the compact, which tells me that we have a very high level of parent participation and parent involvement. Parents showed that they believed the policy clearly defined the expectations and supported a strong school and family partnership. The majority of respondents found that the policy was very easy to read and very easy to understand. The survey showed that that communication is the strongest and most valued component of the policy. So we do a really good job with communicating with our parents here. And then 100% of respondents said that there was no edits or removals necessary for the parent and family engagement policy. And then most of the respondents said that there were no edits or changes needed to the school commitments, the parent commitments, or the student commitments within the school compact. So that was really good. The overall conclusion of the survey really demonstrated that our families are satisfied with our current engagement policy and they're also satisfied with the compact. We have a really strong parent and school partnership. Both of the documents demonstrated clear communication to parents, and parents found it really, really easy to access, which is a really good thing. And there was very little need for any revision. So that was great. Next month, we will be sending out another survey for our families to complete. That survey is just for us to get some feedback from our parents and our families on how to better communicate with our families. The results of that survey will be shared with all of our staff. And again, thank you so much for completing the survey. We have sent out a few things for some of the respondents, a few gifts for just that participation. And we plan on doing the same thing for the survey that's going to be sent out in March. So thank you so much for completing the survey and look out for the survey that we'll be sending you guys in March. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaleesa. So now we are going to pass it over to Sarah Ranowski, our interim chief academic officer, to talk about some academic and attendance updates and reminders.
All right, now it's my turn to try to do the screen sharing and make sure that I do this right. Let's make sure. All right, can everybody see those slides? Perfect, thank you. All right, thanks for having me this evening. And as Sarah said, I am Sarah Ranowski, the interim chief academic officer. There are lots of Sarahs around Insight, so there is lots of names to remember. But I wanted to share a couple updates here. As most of our parents hopefully are aware now, is that the state in Act 47 of this year made changes to how cybers can take attendance. So moving forward, our live classes require students to be on camera. There is not a set length, but we do just have to check in, make sure the child's okay, and that we can visually see them. So we sent out some of that messaging already. A lot of the features that we have turned on in the back end from IT allow automatically for the backgrounds to be blurred and privacy mode to be on, which means that when the student enters class, nobody else can see them but the teacher. So that way, none of our students feel like their peers are looking at them. We're not looking into your homes. Students can shut that off as soon as the teacher takes attendance and lets them know that they are done. So most teachers have been awarding stars in class. If you see that star next to the name, most teachers are marking them as being seen on camera. They're usually doing that in about the first 5 minutes of class, and then some are even doing a double check at the end of class again. So if somebody had come in late, wanted to make sure that we're getting as many students as possible. So the unfortunate part of this is we're now obligated that if we're not seeing the child on camera, even if they're coming to every class, we have to mark them absent, which can lead to truancy actions and the steps that we are required to follow legally. So we've put together a lot of documentation and support for families to understand that. We've dropped the QR code, which links to a s'more. We also have our frequently asked questions that are linked. All of that can be helpful in reviewing videos that have been sent out and other reminders. That is also translatable. So if you need that in Spanish for any reason or other languages, especially s'more, you can right-click it and change that into whatever language you prefer. There's also some updated attendance codes. So as families are looking at attendance records, if it's on your some of the information that's going out to you, those codes are now also in our attendance policy. So you can find that on our website. It is much easier to understand now as to what the codes are and how we're selecting those. So There was a pretty big change to the attendance policy as a result of this. It is much more detailed and thorough than it has been in the past. So I definitely encourage parents to take a look at that if there's ever a question, because it usually can kind of be found in there, at least give you some guiding information. And then just a general reminder, submitting the excuses is really important. We do have to have those in within 3 school days. That attendance Google form lets you go in there, populate your students' information, and then just tell us why they weren't here, whether it was a medical reason, family emergency, tech. As long as we're getting those in, we are happy to work with you, and many of our attendance specialists we'll give you a call and talk through what the SAKE might need to be, which a SAKE is the Student Attendance Improvement Conference. So we are legally obligated to have those meetings. And we want to partner with you and make sure we understand why a student might not be able to log in or come to class so that we can find a solution, whether that's something that's very individualized or offering a different support for those reasons. Sometimes it's as simple as solving a tech issue that they might just be running into each day. So please fill that out. There are thousands and thousands of them that our 2 amazing attendance clerks process every day. So use that, and we will definitely be here to support you in reaching attendance goals. The other part of academics is CSI, which is our Comprehensive School Improvement Plan. As a result of some of the budget cuts and staff changes, we've been working really closely with PDE to update some parts of our plan, because with a change in staff means a change in some of where our goals are. So we're really working through the process. We still have the same focus areas of improving our math and English scores, focusing on graduation rates, and looking at making sure our students are showing up, as well as supporting CTE, which you'll hear about from Audrey here once I'm done talking. But those goals areas remain the same, but we're just making sure that all of the action steps that were put into there make sense, and that we can still do those. Monitoring those is headed up by myself and then Tony Grande. So he moved into the role of Administrator of School Improvement. And the fabulous Tara McFalls has been a long time supporter of getting our CSI plan up and running and moving. And she's still leaning in as we need her to make sure that everything's running smoothly. So there's lots of eyes on our CSI goals and strategies to make sure we're implementing those and doing the best we can for our students. And it is getting to be that time of year where academics is focused on state testing. And that is something within our CSI plan that's really important to us, because it does show us how we're doing towards those goals and if students are making progress. So every year we are required as a public school district to administer the same state assessments that brick and mortars might do as well. So we secure different testing sites throughout the state. Might be a community center. It might be some rooms, conference rooms in hotels. We look for places around the entire state based on where our students are located. And then the students will go for a set number of days and complete what is required based on their age and the state. So all testing is done by trained Insight staff that are scheduled and set out to proctor those exams. We try really hard to make sure the environment is structured and supportive. You'll get lots and lots of communication about where you're going, who will be there, what to expect, because we know for students, it can be a little unnerving sometimes to walk into a group of peers that you don't know or places. So we try to get pictures of where they're going. We try to get those out to you and make sure that somebody has contacted each family to ensure that they're comfortable with where they're going. So we listed the dates here for testing windows. WIDA, which is our second language students, seeing how they're progressing through learning English, has already started. So we have to wrap that up, coming up here pretty soon, actually in March. So most of those are already done. We then proceed into PASA, which is a special education exam if you would need it, if you would qualify. And then for the vast majority of our students, our PSSA testing window starts in April, and then Keystone exams for our high school students start in May. So we have several weeks of testing that will be upcoming. So with that, all of the families will receive detailed information that I shared with you about their assigned test, where they'll take that, the location, the date, and the arrival time. You will get an RSVP email prompt that will ask you to please RSVP to us. Yes, this works. No, it doesn't. I need an alternate testing location, because sometimes we map them and you might say, actually, it's easier to go to this other testing site for a variety of reasons. So all of that information allows you to do that right there in the email that you receive from there. And once you confirm that attendance, it also helps us to finalize how many students will be there. So we can make sure that we have enough staff, the right materials, and any accommodations that we might need to make sure that your child can get in and out of the facility, have the right equipment that they might need. So the sooner that we have families respond to us, it really does help us to organize much more smoothly and ensure that everything is set for a smooth testing experience for our students. And while you're at testing, we have school health screenings going on, and I'm super excited because I see Miss Rosie's here. She is one of our 2 school nurses. So if you have questions, we will definitely take those at some point, and I'm sure she'll be happy to answer them. But while we're at testing, we also try to get our screening done. So screening, again, because we are a public school, it is required of all of our school-age students. Despite the fact that they are in their home setting, we still have to do all of the same ones. So all grade level students get height, weight, and vision, and then hearing and scoliosis are by grade level. So we listed those here as well. State testing is just a really big time up for us to do them. We definitely are going to try to hit the larger test sites. Some of the smaller testing areas may or may not have a school nurse that is there, but all of our screenings are administered by a trained Insight staff member. Parent and guardian, you can stay. You can absolutely be there for the screening if you want to make sure that your child is comfortable. You can ask the school nurse questions while you're there. You're welcome to be part of that as we go through it. It shouldn't take too long, right? Usually they're pretty quick as each student comes in and through the line. You are also welcome to decline a screening. So there is a form that you can complete for the nurses, and they'll be at each testing site that you can decline that screening. We just ask that you sign that so we can keep it on file and make sure that we are tracking each of our students year to year. And then if your child is going to the doctor and you have a physical completed, we also ask that you can send that to us. We have included the email here as healthrecords@insightpaschool.com. And as long as it's dated after August 1st, 2024 till now, we can still accept that and take that information and put it into our records. So again, if you have more information, we put another QR code here as well if you want to scan that and get more information. That is where we're at with academics. Hopefully those were all the upcoming things. So thank you for following along. I think I'm turning it over to Audra.
Thanks, Sarah. Yep, you are. And there's one question in chat for you. I wanted to make sure you caught that while I navigate to share my screen.
Okay, so if a student misses just one class, does an absent form need to be filled out? Not necessarily. So our attendance policy is they need to be present for 50% of their required classes a day. So if they're just missing one, they would end up being marked present for the full day.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you see my screen? I'm looking at it's Sarah's. Okay, great. As they mentioned, my name is Audra Mazzani. I am the Career Readiness Coordinator here at Insight PA. And I'm going to do an overview today talking about the career education program as well as our CTE program. So I'm very happy to be here. Okay, so to start, I want to just briefly talk about what the career education program at Insight looks like. So you probably hear career education, career exploration. I like to call it career readiness because it really equals life readiness. So all of our students, K through 12 here, go through a different collection of career exploration activities. They're all done through our Smart Futures curriculum. It's very meaningful. It's also a requirement that we do have as part of the state through our Future Ready Index. But throughout these different activities that they're doing, they're providing different guidance for our students to help set goals, build that motivation for their school to work transition. It also helps reduce anxiety about their future. It can increase self-efficacy, broaden their students' career options. And in the end, it really helps motivate students' engagement and their interest in school. So we strive very hard on being very career focused here at Insight. So February is a celebration for CT month. So you heard Sarah mention it. And so I want to make sure you understand that CT stands for our Career and Technical Education Program. So think of CT as pathways that have different roads that can guide students to a variety of different career possibilities. So students here at Insight that participate in one of our career pathways, they're really indicating that they have an interest in pursuing that career in a field or the occupation while taking advantage of all the opportunities that come throughout the program. And I'm going to show you what each one of those programs look like and what those opportunities can have for your student. Okay, so our first pathway we have is a business pathway. So this one really prepares students for careers in business while gaining essential skills that are necessary to compete in a competitive job market. So it involves 5 different focus areas from business, marketing, accounting, personal finance, and business communications. So you can see over there on like the left side of your screen, those are all the courses that are provided in that pathway. So I'm going to go down briefly and read them to you and make sure I can highlight the ones that have college credit to it. So we have Introduction to Business, which is a college credit course, Business Ethics, Business Communication. We have Marketing 1 and Marketing 2. Our Marketing 2 class is offered here with college credit. Accounting, Accounting 2, which is also college credit. We have Personal Finance that all of our juniors take. That is actually going to be a required half credit next year for graduation. So we already have it lined up so that make sure every student is hitting that very important class. And then we also have post-secondary preparation. That class is all aligned to career readiness, but it also helps our students get past the finish line for Act 158. So students that didn't get involved in this pathway, they have the opportunity to earn industry certifications from Microsoft, marketing, ethics, and a professional skills in business. And you can see that picture in the screen. That is our students at FBLA, the Future Business Leaders of America. So students get to participate in a regional as well as state competition. And this year we actually have almost 20 students that are competing in Hershey in April. So we're very excited about that. The next pathway I'm going to talk about is our digital technology pathway. So this one explores different occupations that align to educational opportunities within computer databases. We have coding, engineering, artificial intelligence. It's probably a big buzzword everyone hears about, AI taking over lots of jobs, right? So different courses that students can take come from digital technology foundations. We have a Python programming. That's one of the biggest coding programs that are out there in the industry. Data science, analytics, and storytelling. We have artificial intelligence, web development, digital engineering, and manufacturing design, and as well as an introduction to gaming and simulation. Same thing, we have different industry certifications. So students can set up to get certified in HTML and CSS, our Python programming, computational thinking, IT fundamentals, security plus, data analytics, and our generative AI. Some other opportunities, we partner with GDC, so students can go through internships there. We are working on IT help desk internships right here in-house, and students can also be set up to be part of the advanced manufacturing pre-apprenticeship. And our next one is our health pathway, which is wonderful because I believe I saw one of our health pathway nurses here. Mrs. Carrie Dominic is with us. She is one of the masterminds in this pathway. So in this one, we have different opportunities from different entry-level positions in healthcare. So we focus on human growth and development, medical terminology, as well as our nursing assistant training. So courses include Introduction to Health Occupations, Medical Terminology, which is a college credit class this year, Human Growth and Development, Anatomy and Physiology for Healthcare, Nursing Assistant, and our Healthcare Workforce Preparation class. So the healthcare workforce preparation class is actually fully designed for students to have several industry certifications. So you can see some of those on the screen too, from first aid, CPR, HIPAA, Stop the Bleed, and our OSHA healthcare. Some work-based learning opportunities. I mentioned that certified nursing. So Carrie Dominic, who's actually in the room with us, she teaches the nursing assistant course, and the students go through an approval process by semester 2, and then we actually help align them in their local community, and take care of their tuition as well, so they can become certified and job ready when they leave as seniors. Another pathway that we focus on is our arts, entertainment, and design pathway. So this pathway includes different opportunities within design, producing, exhibiting, performing, writing, and publishing media. Some of the content includes our visual and performing arts and design, and we have journalism and entertainment services. The courses align to our early and late art history. We have a digital art studio, music appreciation, music theory, journalism, and then our professional communications class also aligns to this pathway. We have a work-based learning program. This is a wonderful program that helps students that have any kind of different work experience and really get them aligned to a field that's really related to academic or career goals. So our diversified occupation course is designed for our juniors and seniors. That is a year-long course where students can come in and have any career objective, and then we go through a different process to get them aligned in their own community for working experience, so they can actually earn credit here with us while they're getting paid on the job. And we work directly with the employer to do different training plans and agreements to make sure that it's a fully aligned to what their career objective is and that they're leaving with those skills from the job and their coursework. We offer different work experience courses that are all asynchronous. So sometimes we have students that come in that they're just working and they just want that extra credit, which is nice for them to have that opportunity because they don't have to actually attend class, but they're still earning the credit with us. All of our pathways, we support any internship. So our work-based learning coordinator will work with our teachers and our students to find those internship opportunities that may come regionally and within their own community. We partner with several different pre-apprenticeship pathways across the state too. So we have one in construction and one in advanced manufacturing that are most popular right now. And in addition to having the pathways, we have several different career course programs that we offer. So we have a cosmetology class that we just started this year. We're looking to start just an education career course. We have a veterinary science course, so we're going to have a level 1 and level 2 for next year. We have a partnership with Jobs for America's Graduates, so that career development class is going to be for our high school students as well and get them involved in that program. And then we are hoping to pilot a real estate class as well next year. And did I go through all that already? I did. Okay. So as I mentioned, my name is Audra Mazzani. That is my email. I am more than happy to answer any questions for parents, legal guardians, students on any of these programs. We have wonderful teachers and staff as well. And a very important factor of all of this is that all those programs, the industry certifications, our college credit, tuition for pre-apprenticeships, everything comes at no cost to our families. We take all that burden away from you so that your students can come here and leave with those skills and education without having to worry about the cost that's associated with it. And that is all for me. So thank you, everyone. Am I still sharing? I can't find my...
You are.
Anyway.
I know it disappears
Yeah, it
sometimes for me
disappeared on
too.
me.
Thank you, Audra.
Yeah.
All right. And everything that has been shared tonight, you've seen several QR codes. We've referenced our website quite a bit. The recording of this town hall will go up on our YouTube channel. Links to the slides will be included in future communications and also on the town hall page of our website to get you to all of those places if you forget. Just a couple of reminders related to community engagement from the community engagement team. First, we do have a Family Connection Facebook group. This group is for current parents and guardians who have students enrolled at Insight PA to join. We just ask that you answer 3 questions. The first one is your first and last name. The second one is the email address you have on file with the school in our student information system, which is PowerSchool. And the third is just agreeing to the rules of the group, like you would with most other Facebook groups. So it is managed by myself. I am the one who runs the Facebook page, but the group is really for you, for our Insight PA families. So if you want to try to find families who live in your part of the state, if you want help carpooling to an event, we have families who have now linked up with each other and they take turns driving to our different events. If you have a question or just need to talk to another parent who's going through the same thing you are, you can do it all through this group. So the link is in this slide. The link is also in our newsletters that go out each month. And then just a reminder to keep checking the calendar in Parent Square and for the posts that our community engagement coordinators are sharing with all the information about our upcoming events. Event signups are done right in Parent Square. And if you have any questions ever, you can reach out to your regional community engagement coordinator. So that's Chelsea Burke in the western part of the state, Trevor Williams in the center part of the state, Cortland Handy is in Philadelphia, the city and the immediate surrounding counties, and then Kristen Seidel is in the Northeast. Our next town hall will be on Thursday, March 19th, same time, 6 p.m. And we will be talking about school improvement and giving our families an opportunity to really have a voice in that process. So we hope you can join us. I will stop sharing my screen. I will do my final reminder that if you did not complete our sign-in form, please do so before you leave your computer or your phone for the evening. There is a question in the chat, and I am going to need to translate it from Spanish, so just give me a moment. What is the PowerSchool PIN? Is that to download the app or the school code? I'm wondering. If it's the school code, I can get it for you. It's on our website. I just don't have it off the top of my mind. Let's see. So if you are trying to download the parent portal through PowerSchool, the school code for Insight PA is LTRR, and I'll type that in the chat as well. Thank you. And were there any other questions before we, you're welcome, you're welcome. Any other questions before we part ways this evening? All right, thank you again so much to our presenters this evening. Thank you to those of you who joined us. We appreciate you and we appreciate your partnership. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening and looking ahead, a wonderful Friday and weekend.